Heart of Mary. How y'all doing today? Most every day I spend time listening to relevant radio. Yesterday I was listening to Monsignor Sweatland, who has a show called Go Ask Your Father. Monsignor talked about managing God like a method. Just when we have gotten down the method of managing God, He goes ahead and changes things. I have seriously found myself at times feeling like I'm putting God in a box. And if I do A, B, C, D, and E, somehow things are just going to move along swiftly. And the truth is, that's not how it goes with God. Clearly, He says, no way, I'm going to make this look different. I am in control of you, and I will not be managed that way. If we let Him, God can use us in extraordinary ways. But that's the hard part for us as human beings. We want to control so much. Just imagine letting God freely move in our lives. Just imagine when He says it's time to change, that we just accept and we move on. Change is hard. I totally get that. I love that line in the Serenity Prayer. Lord, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Years back, I was singing all the weddings and all the funerals in my church, and it was this constant and steady flow. And the blessing was I wasn't working at the time enough to really bring in too much income, so the stipend that I received was always a gift to my family. And I remember one particular day, I had, I want to say 3 things in one day. And so I came home with this handful of checks. And I remember boasting to my father-in-law how great this was, that this was such a wonderful thing that I'm able to do this. And I was very, very full of pride. It was in the months to follow that I found myself full of anxiety. And the really sad part of this story is all of that singing completely ended. It was as if I was just placed on my face saying, hey, you stay right there and do not move. So there it was. My path had changed. I had veered off in a different direction, and I was facing uncharted waters. I had no idea what was happening to me, and it would take me years to even understand in the slightest way. I felt robbed. It was painful. It was a path that I completely felt that I would never get off of. It was my season of humility in the greatest way. All I could do was bake a new humble pie, put it in the oven, and eat it bite by bite daily. I'm not sharing this with you today because I want you to think that I believe that God moves me around like a puzzle piece. Just, hey, we're going to make her feel bad today, or hey, we're going to make her feel good today. There are things that I've done in my life that I've done with free will that have brought certain things upon me as well. God changed me in this harder path. He reminded me that He loved me and He held my hand every step of the way. Somewhere along the path, God lifted my face and gifted me with this beautiful ministry. As a humble minister to Heart of Mary Women's Fellowship, I have been graced so many moments where I've seen God move so freely because I am not trying to manage Him. I am not trying to control Him in it. I simply pray, He answers my prayer, and I keep walking forward. No matter how good or bad I feel, pushing on is huge in this. So if you're feeling like you're holding on with this grip so tight that you've got it all figured out, if you pray this prayer, if you do this thing, if you serve this way, that God is going to just keep moving so freely in that, but you're so tight you could barely breathe. I'm just saying, loosen your grip. Loosen your grip and just put your hands up and say, just keep walking me through, Lord. I know you will. I know you will because you promised that. You might change my path, but I know you're in control. He wants to move in us. He desires to be able to use us in the most beautiful ways, but we can't if we're holding on too tight. So I hope this answers a question for you today or gives you a little peace. Either one would be really great, and I hope that you all have a beautiful day. Bye, everyone. God bless you.